Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending what time of the day you're listening. Welcome back to a Reboot Your Thoughts podcast, and this is the first episode of the Christmas edition. The 2 weeks of Christmas, should I say, sorry. Some of them, I'm hoping most of them will be visual as well as audio. This one's going to be audio only, and I'll tell you why. Because it's my son's birthday today, and I've been that busy trying to organise that I'm only semi-organised for this. So we're just doing it audio because there's no point in putting stress over ourselves if we don't have to. But like I said, there will be some visuals. Hopefully most of them will be, but it'll just depend how things go, because obviously if you have listened in the past, especially over the past few months, you'll know my mum's been really quite unwell. And she likes to be dramatic sometimes and end up in hospital. So if anything like that happens, then we might need to switch it up a wee bit. But at the minute, we're going out 7 a.m. every day from Monday the 22nd until the Sunday after New Year, which I think's about the 4th of 5th or the 5th or the 6th. Round about then. I think it's the 4th. It's either the 4th or the 5th, I'm sure. Anyway, so that's that. How is everybody getting on? Has anybody got a hangover? Did anybody have a Christmas night out this weekend and thought it would be in the festive spirit to do it the weekend before Christmas and now regretting it? Not to be smug-retting, but that's part of the reason why I don't drink anymore. Those hangovers are not the one. Not for me, not anymore. I'm getting too old for it. So yes, as it is my son's birthday today, although today as in recording day, not today as in the day it goes out. So it'll be tomorrow. If you have listened to last year's 2 weeks of Christmas, you'll realise how confused I get at the fact that I pre-recording. Some of them I pre-record the week in advance, some are only the day before, and I start getting confused what day I'm on. So as I'm recording, it is Sunday the 21st and it's my son's birthday. You will be listening to this potentially on Monday the 22nd, which is the day it'll go out. But Sunday the 21st is my son's birthday. This is his last year as a teenager. But who else has got a birthday over the festive period? So initially we were told he was due, or should I say I was told he was due the 2nd of January. And I thought, right, okay, that's all right, we'll get Christmas over with. And then I was told it'd be during Boxing Day, so basically a week early. And I think it's because my son was a ton weight when he was born. He was a hefty wee chunk. Anyway, so I think it was more going by his size, although he was tiny as in lengthwise, but he was a little Buddha baby. So then I was told the 26th of December, sorry. And then I had to get taken in a few days early, purely because I get a condition when I'm pregnant, which means I have to be induced early because it can affect your liver. Don't know about your kidneys. Maybe it is your kidneys. I can't remember. But it affects your internal organs as well as there's signs of it externally as well. I should have been taken in before I was, but I didn't have the best midwife. And lucky for me, my mum worked with my consultant. So, went to the midwife. Well, when I went to the consultant for my 12-week scan, because he was my consultant from my first pregnancy, and he said, right, okay, if you get this again, let us know straight away so that we can get you booked in as early as possible, blah, 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 get you induced and get baby out, and just to make sure there was no lasting damage or whatever to myself, my organs. Don't think it affects baby, but it affects mum. Don't ask me to say it because it's got like 4 words to it or 3 words to it, and it's not the easiest words to say. I had to get them to write it down for me in a bit of paper both times I was pregnant. And it's a very uncommon condition. So when I had it the first time, with my first pregnancy, there was only, now here I go, can't remember if I was the 3rd person known to have it or if there was 3 people before me, but it was so rare. But yeah, so I said to my midwife, this is starting back up again. You need to let a consultant know because we need to get booked in. And she's like, no, it's okay, it's fine. And this is, but my consultant said, she's like, no, I think you're all right. Sorry, you ain't the boss of me. Bleep. So I came home, phoned my mum, said, can you let him know? This is what the midwife said. And then he said, tell Aileen to phone my secretary and we'll get her booked in. So yes, I should have been booked in earlier than what I was. But anyway, it all worked out in the end. So my son is 4 days before Christmas. And it's funny because I know so many people who have got birthdays in Christmas. My cousin's stepdaughter, she's got a birthday today as well. One of my friends for school, her birthday's today. There's somebody else's birthday's tomorrow. I think it might be my friend's son's girlfriend, if that makes sense. One of my childhood friends, his birthday's on Wednesday 23rd, Tuesday. And then we've got a couple of birthdays in the family on the 29th, the 30th. I had a friend growing up whose birthday was she Boxing Day or was she the 27th? I can't remember because I've not seen her since like primary school. And I'm there's birthdays I've missed. There's birthdays at the start of August. Where did I go August for? That's my birthday. Start of December. One of my exes, his birthday was at the start of December. December's a busy month. So what I would say is, if you don't want to be buying Christmas and birthdays in the same month, try avoid the jiggy round about April, end of March or April, I would say, just to be safe, because you don't want to be overdue and you think you're having a baby in November. I think you've got a month to go until Christmas, and actually your baby comes 2 weeks late, and you're like, oh, whoopsie. So yes, but I remember the year my youngest was born, and my oldest was only 7 at the time. So obviously we were still doing the whole Santa, and his biggest concern that Christmas was that Santa was going to forget his baby because he was so new, which is so cute. So there was me running out a couple of days before I was going to, I think it was like 3 days before I was going into the hospital, running out to get stuff for the baby, to wrap it up. And it's stuff I would have bought anyway, but you just wrap it up as if it's Christmas presents. So that was that. Then I was desperate to get back out of hospital, so I went in on the, here we go, Wednesday, had him on the Thursday. So in Wednesday the 20th, had him on Thursday the 21st. Get warned by my mum not to ask to get out of hospital because it's quite dangerous. I lose a lot of blood during labour, and it happened both times. And I get a lot of different health conditions and whatever else, health struggles after. So warned by my mum not to ask to get out, but because I continued to lose blood after going down to the ward, I get moved to a side room next to the midwife station. How silly are they? So by the Friday, I was chapping at the bit to get home. They kept telling me no. So I just kept going to the desk every 5 minutes. Can I get home yet? Can I get home yet? Can I get home yet? Can I just go home? Can I go home yet? Can you sign me out? Can I go home? Can I go home? Can I go home? 9 o'clock at the night, they went, just go and pack your stuff up and we'll get the papers ready for you. You can leave. So my mum left the hospital at 7 o'clock after bringing my oldest up to visit me. She was literally just in the door, and I phoned and said, oh, can you arrange for such and such to come and pick me up because I'm getting home? She's like, what have you done? I told you, we've just left you, blah, blah. And I was like, listen, I'm coming home. So anyway, me and the baby ended up getting home. I think we walked in the door about 11 o'clock at night. I didn't care as long as I was getting home. And then I was back out the next day the next morning to get the food shop for Christmas. So I had him on the 21st, got out on the 22nd, went food shopping on the 23rd. Of course, with baby in tow, and you had all the grannies and everything else. Oh, how old is he? And you're like, 2 days. And they're like, 2 days, you shouldn't be out. And like, giving me trouble. And I was like, excuse me, Christmas is in 2 days. I don't have time to be sitting on my laurels. I need to be organised. I have children. I have mouths to feed. No. get out the way, get out the way. So yeah, that was my experience of giving birth at Christmas. I did ask for a home birth, and I was told under no uncertain terms was I getting one because of how heavily I bleed during labour. And I'm like, but it's all right, because anything goes wrong, we can just phone 999 and get an ambulance. And I'm like, Aileen, it is not happening. There is no if, buts or maybes about it. You are going to be in hospital giving birth like normal people. And I was like, but that's so unfair. I just didn't want to leave my house. I didn't want to leave my worry was I was going to go. This was obviously before I found out I was getting induced, and my worry was I was going to end up giving birth on Christmas Day, and I didn't want to leave my oldest on Christmas Day, hence wanting a home birth. I also didn't want to be in hospital on Christmas Day and miss my son's Christmas. So yes, I get in trouble off of everybody whenever I'm pregnant, because I'm not into sitting about hospitals when I could be in the house. No, it's not for me. It's not my favourite thing to do. So that was that. Then I think my mum done Christmas dinner. So I just took her for the Christmas shopping and then left her to cook it all, you know. I'm really kind that way. Because you haven't noticed. I mean, I'm cooking Christmas dinner this year, but I don't have a newborn baby. I have 2 grown adults. Stay grown adults. They're male, so they're as grown as they'll probably ever will be. But yeah, it's interesting, put it that way, having a baby at Christmas. It is very interesting. So my question is, does anybody else have a birthday at Christmas or have a child's birthday at Christmas? Because the one thing that always worried me, and it happened once, and it's the whole birthday Christmas thing. And I don't care about outsiders or people outside the immediate family, so like myself, his brother, uncle, grandparents, anybody outside that could care less about. Didn't want anybody to give him birthday and Christmas together. That's always been my thing, to make sure that never ever 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 happens. And it semi-happened his first year, his birthday, and obviously I had to step in after that. So I have always got him to write a birthday list and a Christmas list. The same as what you would do. You maybe wouldn't do it as a list if the birthday was throughout the year, but you would always ask your child, oh, what you want for your birthday, whatever else. So it's not any different. He's still got a birthday and he's still got a Christmas. So they both get the same amount spent on them on their birthdays, and they both get the same amount spent on them at Christmas. Doesn't change just because his birthday's at Christmas or the week of. But I do know people who it's happened to them their whole life, or people just forget about them. They just forget about their birthday and just give them Christmas. And that breaks my heart, because it's almost like you're erasing their day. Because you wouldn't do it to anybody whose birthday was in the summer, or you wouldn't do it to somebody if their birthday was on Halloween and say, well, I've got you a little bag of sweets for Halloween, so you don't need a birthday present. You wouldn't do it to somebody whose birthday was on Valentine's Day, so why are you doing it because their birthday's at Christmas? It's not fair. I get it costs a lot of money, but nobody's asking you to spend hundreds of pounds or dollars or whatever. A token gift, or buy something throughout the year and put it away for their birthday. Like, it's not really rocket science. Like, in a sense, especially when it's a child, you're playing with their emotions, because if they've got siblings and they see their siblings getting throughout the year, but then they don't get treated the same at their birthday, it's a bit shitty. Excuse my French. So that's always been my one thing that I've made sure of, is that birthday is his day, Christmas is everybody's day, so he gets not spoiled, that's the wrong word, but the 21st is his day, the same as in July when it's my oldest. That's his day. That day's all about him. Today's all about my youngest. So yes, the other thing, like, is your birthday actually on Christmas Day? Does anybody have a birthday on Christmas Day? I don't think I know of anyone on Christmas Day. Do I? Do you know, I feel as if somebody's told me, but it's not somebody close to me, but somebody's told me about a birthday on Christmas Day before. But I do have a friend whose birthday's on, is it New Year's Day or New Year's Eve? I always get that mixed up. The reason I always get it mixed up is because she changed her birthday to later in the year. Not changed her birthday, but she celebrates her birthday later in the year. Because obviously New Year, either everybody's still drunk or they're celebrating with family or they're hungover or whatever else, so nobody's up for celebrating their birthday at New Year, because it's all about getting into the new year and whatever else. So she's overshadowed by that. So she has her birthday, she celebrates her birthday throughout the year. But if you do have a birthday on Christmas Day or New Year's Day, have you changed the day that you celebrate your birthday? Because we did consider it at one point, but then I thought, well, if I'm being autistic and everything else, it could be a bit confusing for him. So I decided to just leave it as is. If he wants to do that later in life when he decides, if he decides, then that's fair enough. We'll go by what he chooses. But at the minute, we're just celebrating on his birthday. And also, I don't really want him saying to me, I'll change my birthday to March, and then December comes and they'll be like, I'll remember it's my birthday. I'll be like, remember you celebrated your birthday in March? He'd be like, no, Mum, I don't remember that. Because listen, that boy knows how to wrap everybody around his finger. Doesn't matter what age he is, he's got the gift of the gab. He's going to go far. But I don't know. There's something a bit magical about having a birthday at Christmas, I think. I don't mean as in person. There's just something, I think, do you know, see if you had like the Christmas card, Christmas as in it's all snowy, but it's beautiful looking outside and nobody's actually walked on the snow, but nobody's gone out in the snow. We don't need to drive in the snow and we don't need to run about 100 mile an hour. It might actually be quite cute having Christmas and birthday run about the same time if you've got that beautiful snowy Alps or whatever atmosphere, or Farum or wherever you are. If you've got that picturesque scenery. But when it's Glasgow and it's pouring down a rain and it's winds about 100 mile an hour, it's not quite as magical feeling. So maybe that just didn't make sense. A bit like most things that I say. So we've celebrated the birthday today. I have not cooked. Oh no, I need to tell you, because I like to embarrass my children. I think it's just a parent's right. And me and my sons are very open, and we're all quite dark humoured. We're also, I've got quite a potty mouth, and we just say whatever, and we just laugh at it. We're quite crude at times. So anyway, we went to my mum's, and it was like 25 minutes before the time that I would have given birth to him. So he was opening his... I went, oh, do you know what? He went, don't even say it. He knew what I was going to say straight away. I went, no. And my mum was absolutely clueless. He knew, she had no clue. I went, do you know what? And he's like, I'm telling you, don't say it. I went, 25 minutes from now, and I'd have just been pushing you at my vagina. And he's like, I told you not to say, well, Gran, will you speak to your daughter? And she's just like, there's not really much I can do with her these days. Like, I've tried. She's just gave up trying. So anyway, we all just laughed at that. He's like, he just shakes his head, he just laughs. Because he would say something as crude as well. Well, not about my bits, but maybe about his own. But yeah, so I just had to notify him of that this isn't just his day. This is my day as well, because I was the one that was in so much pain that day, throwing up and everything. So yeah, we just need to remind them sometimes that, do you know, I got you here. It was me, myself and I. Well, it wasn't quite. I mean, there was somebody else that partook in the exercise at the beginning, but just didn't make it to the last hurdle. But yeah, so he was reminded of that, which was very entertaining for me, maybe not for him. But listen, I laughed. So did he, but maybe just in a different way. I'm sorry for anybody if that was TMI, but it had to be said. So now that birthday celebrations are over with and he's ditched me and he's in his room on his computer talking to his friends, playing games, whatever they're doing, I'm recording, and then I need to get an early night because I am out first thing tomorrow. I need to finish my mum's Christmas shopping, and then I need to go and buy a food shop because old Mother Hubbard's cupboards are empty. If anybody wants fed this week, then I really need to do something about it. So I'll leave the boys in their beds or whatever they're doing, and I'll go. I hate shopping. I hate shopping at the best of times, but see, this time of year is my worst nightmare. It is the one thing that I could be doing without. But anyway, here we are. I don't even know what I'm going to get. Well, I semi-know what I'm going to get. I thought I was going to get it yesterday, but the shops that I went to never really had much left in the sizes that I was looking for. So she just wants me to get a couple of t-shirts and something else, she said. And I was like, but what is it? And she's like, I don't know, you decide. I can't even decide what I'm buying people for me, let alone for anybody else. So I just think that's a bit rude as well. Leave nodding to me. Then, Janka could be out, get her last year Christmas in, and do a food shop and be home for lunchtime. Because I'm so busy this week, I don't really have time to be messing about in shops. I could get a food shop delivered, couldn't I? I don't like getting a food shop delivered unless I'm really desperate. The reason why is I always feel as if they give you the stuff with the closest date on them. So like chicken that's going to be out of date that day or the next day. The veg isn't going to be fresh enough. I just like to pick my own meat and veg, she says with an eye roll. Yeah, I just don't know. So I don't know. We'll aim for lunchtime to be home, but that all depends on what time I actually get out the door. It's going to be, I see trouble ahead, moonlight. I don't know the rest of that. I'm quite good at that, and where I start a song and then just say, I actually don't know this song. Well, I know it. I'd know if they were playing it, but just not in general. So just another reminder this year that my phone is on over the festive period, and Christmas Day and New Year's Day are both free days where there is no fee because we give back on those days. If anybody does need somebody to speak to, if you're feeling lonely, if you're feeling as if you've got some intrusive thoughts starting, if something's happened to you and you don't know where to go or where to turn, if you just need somebody to talk to, then the phone is on and you can get all the details on therebootsanctuary.com. We've got quite a few variations. We've got quite a few ideas already for over the festive period. I think I've got maybe 10, so I still need to think of another couple. So if anybody does have anything that they would like me to speak about, we're trying not to make Christmas too serious, so we'll do, if it is a serious topic, that's absolutely fine, we'll still talk about it, but we try and make most of them quite light-hearted, just purely because I don't want anybody that's tuning in over the festive period for a bit of light-heartedness or just to take their mind away from their own struggles to then come in and listen to doom and gloom. So we try and make most of it light-hearted, but we will talk about anything that you ask us to. I will talk about anything you ask me to. If you'd like to come on as a guest, or if you've got a story you want me to tell, feel free to email in or message the social media pages. So you can email therebootsanctuary@gmail.com, or you can find the socials on TikTok, Instagram or Facebook. And if you would like to book in for an appointment, although some people it won't be their priority at the minute, but even if it's for 2026, the diary's opened, then you can contact me through therebootsanctuary.com. There's a WhatsApp button on there. There's also a contact me forum, and I'll get back to you. Either way, we try and do it within 24 hours. So yeah, but I've got hopefully a few guests. We've already recorded one guest who his one's coming out on the 28th, I think. He's set up a website / app for people grieving. So that's an interesting one. I think some people will, most of you I think will enjoy that. And I'm going to put all his information and how to find his website on all my socials. I'll also tell you about, we'll talk about it on the actual episode, and it'll also be put into the YouTube description. We'll put all the information there as well, how you can find that. We'll also put all the socials on for you as well. I'm hoping Ainsley's going to come on, but it's just getting the two of us to find an hour or so at the same time to record. I don't really want to tell you much else, but yeah, if you have got any ideas for me, feel free to message in. I'm trying to be better on my socials as well, so you can keep an eye on there. We might have some, if there's anything that I can share, I will share on there with you. It's just so hard. Like, I don't know if anybody else is getting anybody that listens maybe have their own business or anything like that, or even sometimes just if you're like an influencer or whatever on socials, then you might find it hard to keep up with your personal social media and then your business social media page and whatever else. So I've got multiple social media pages. I've got my personal ones, which I kind of really only have the Facebook one because I need to have a Facebook one to have a business profile on there. Instagram, it's just one of these things. I've ended up with an Instagram page for my personal. My personal TikTok has now become a bit of personal and business, because I do the whole TikTok shop and I try and talk about the business on there as well and whatever else, as well as everyday stuff and just trying to have a laugh as well, because as far as I'm concerned, laughter is much needed every single day, if possible. Then I've got the social medias for this page, so Reboot Your Thoughts. Then I've got social media, so for every social media I've got Instagram, TikTok and Facebook. So you've got them for Reboot Your Thoughts podcast, Reboot Your Business podcast, and the Reboot Sanctuary, sorry. I also do have it for Gossip with Friends podcast, but that's kind of on a hiatus just now. Is that them all? I think that's them all. Yeah. But it's so hard trying to keep up with them all. But I'm trying to be better at that. It's just a lot of work. And you don't realise how much, like even doing your advertising and all these different things, because I do everything on my own. Like all my everything is done by me. So I record the podcast myself, I edit the podcast myself, I upload it myself, I do all my socials myself, I do all my website myself, I just do everything myself. And at some point I'm going to have to cut the reins somewhere down the line, but it's just not the time at the minute. And a lot of that's to do with financial reasons, and it's trust as well, because I don't know if I've said it on here before, but I think I've said it on Reboot Your Business podcast, that your business is your baby and another baby for you, essentially. It's part of your family. It's what brings in your money to pay your bills. It's your livelihood. It's your everything, in a sense, when it comes to work. And the person that you're going to hand the reins over to take care of that for you and pay them to take care of that for you, there needs to be a hell of a lot of trust there. And at the minute, I've not found somebody that, yeah. But listen, I'm fine doing it myself now. It's sometimes it's about scheduling properly as well. And there's some days where you're running round in circles and you're still trying to find time to fit something else in. You need to give sometimes. Something needs to give. And if it means not posting on social media one day or 2 days, that's absolutely fine. You're not going to be lost. Well, lost in music. You're not going to lose all your followers just because you've not posted a day. It's about being realistic with yourself as well, and making sure that you're taking care of yourself as well as taking care of everybody else, which I've spoke about on here 1,000,001 times. And sometimes it's about taking your own advice as well, isn't it? So yeah. But so going forward, the next 2 weeks, 7 a.m. every day. Then after that, I'm still trying to decide whether I'm going to take a week off and then start back up, or whether I'm just going to jump straight back into finishing the Sunday and then doing one on the Wednesday at 7 p.m. I'll let you know nearer the time. We'll see how exhausted I am. We'll see where we are with my mum at the time. There was something else I was going to say there. We'll try and get as many visuals out as possible on YouTube, but even if there's not a visual episode, there will 100% be audio. And the audio gets uploaded to YouTube as well, so you've got options there. They will last anything between half an hour to an hour, maybe a bit more than an hour if there's a guest. It just depends. But yeah, that's where we're at. I have decided that that's me done with my Christmas shopping. If I've not got it, it's not getting bought, because it's, I think when you're rush buying nearer the time, you end up buying stuff that aren't needed or aren't wanted or aren't required, and it's something that doesn't get used, so you're essentially wasting your money. So I am done now with Christmas shopping. Yeah, so we have, I think I've got a couple of gifts, and now they're not big gifts, so I think it's like a DVD and a book that's not came yet. My mic went down there. I don't know when they'll come. Oh no, it's not a book, it's a wee figure thing. So listen, it is what it is at this point. I have decided this year I am not stressing about Christmas. I'm not make myself feel bad if I've not got something. If I've not got it, it's just one of these things. There's plenty there for each of them, and I think that's the problem, that we put more pressure on ourselves than what our kids are putting on us. The other thing as well is, I think sometimes, myself personally anyway, I don't know if other single parents will relate to this, that are fully single parents, like the other parent isn't in the picture at all. Sometimes we put more pressure on ourselves because we feel as if we need to overcompensate. And I've noticed myself doing it a couple of times throughout both our lives, and I've stopped myself each time because it's not my fault. Yeah, the situation isn't exactly how I would have planned it, but we're where we're at. And listen, my boys have got an amazing life. They both are happy, healthy and everything else, and that's all you can ask for. And if the other parent ever wants to reach out, the door's always open for them. I've never closed the door to any of the parents. They both know this. So that's that, and then that's between them and my sons. If they decide they want to take them up in the offer, and if they don't, then that's their choice, unfortunately. But life's just life, and they're enjoying life at the minute, and that's all I can ask for. So I shall go just now, get myself an early night so that I can go and do everybody else's shopping tomorrow. I hope everybody is healthy and happy. If anybody does want to have a quick chat, just send me a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you do feel as if you need a bit of support, please reach out to somebody and ask, whether it be family, friends, colleague, GP or any other professional, then please reach out. If you are on medication and it tells you not to drink with it, especially if it's to do with your mental health, please abide by the rules and don't. The rules, I don't know if that's right, but please listen to the information you're being told. We don't want you declining just for one night of whatever partying. I've had many years where I've partied without alcohol, and listen, sometimes they're some of the better nights because you actually remember them the next day as well. And I'll leave that sentence at that. No comment, Your Honour. But yes, I'm off ski. Go and get this edited, get it put on for you. It'll be on at 7 a.m. And if anybody does decide that they would like to sponsor or advertise on this podcast, then let me know. You can email rebootyourthoughtspodcast@gmail.com and we can have a discussion about packages. You'll get advertised on the podcast and all the social medias, and I think that's about it. So I hope you're all taking care. You aren't stressing yourselves out too much. And if you are feeling lonely this Christmas, then keep tuning in. There will be advice, but also if you feel as if you need somebody to talk to, again, please just reach out and I'll do my best to speak to everybody. Okay, I'm going to go. Take care and bye bye.